Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. Yeah. Phantaspo, film number 9, Bluebird. Yet another one where I'm like, plot. So you've got a down on his luck guy who is looking for love, and he takes this job as a handyman, and he's working at this blood bank doing some handymanning. And he runs into this beautiful girl who says she's been dreaming about him, and then she's taken away to the hospital because she's bleeding out. He's not allowed to come, and then he spends the rest of the movie looking for her alongside of his 2 friends. And there's VR involved and a couple subplots with like a detective as well as a radio DJ who's telling stories. And I have no fucking idea what was going on in this movie at any point ever. Yeah. I don't know how anything connects. I don't understand a fucking thing that happened. I know you got kind of like goofy guy meets really hot girl, wants to find girl, and traverses this potentially VR landscape, maybe not, to find hot girl. That's the only thing I really understood. Yeah. Everything else, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's such a interesting, because like we talked about it a little bit afterwards. It has a really like cool vibe to it, like the film itself. Like there's some interesting like editing and like visuals and stuff that are used that are like kind of cyber techy and just maybe Black Mirror-esque, like that kind of vibe. Into all of that, like in general in film, especially like recently, there's a lot of movies that have been coming out that have been talking about, whether it's virtual reality or AI or just in general kind of like how technology is impacting our lives. And like I think that's all very interesting and I'm into it. I also thought that everyone's performance was like pretty fine. Like I liked our main guy. Yeah. I thought he was pretty endearing, and like I was, the opening we were both really interested in. We were both like, oh yeah, like okay, like we're behind this, like this poor dude. And even his friends too. I liked his friends and stuff, but like, and there are these elements. Like there was one scene that I really liked where there's some power lines involved, or like whatever those are called. Yeah, power lines. And like some really weird stuff with like the voices and editing that felt very like Lynchian to me. And I was like, I like that scene, but as far as like the actual story and like what's happening goes, like I really don't know at all.
They have some kind of like Orwellian future.
There's like a dystopian quality to things. There's like some surrealism. There's bending of reality and like overlapping with like video game reality versus our reality. And I don't know. I guess sometimes like when we talk about movies and we're like, we don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes, like, I don't feel like I need to understand everything in a film to have enjoyed it. Like, that's definitely not the case. Like, I could come out of a film and be like, I don't actually know what happened, but I really like the film and it makes me think. Yeah. And I want to rewatch it and see if I can, like, come to some conclusions on my own or whatever. And maybe a subsequent watch of this would help, perhaps, but things felt very muddled as far as what, like, these subplots that were going on. Kind of like you were saying, like, this main plot of, like, the guy looking for this girl, like, that makes sense. Yeah. But then there were, like, other things happening around that we would, like, cut to this scene of, like, a radio host, and stuff felt like it was very meta and metaphorical and all of that, fine, but it just was, like, I felt like I couldn't grasp onto anything, and it was just a little bit too, like, superfluous. So, it's a shame because I think that, like, people that make films like this, like, I think that there's clearly a lot of creativity and like passion put into it. I just, it's just hard whenever we go to sit down and review it when it's like, well, we have these qualities that we like, but like ultimately we didn't like the film because it doesn't like really give us enough to like comprehend, I guess.
Yeah, if you want a movie that's somewhat like this, where it deals with a guy who goes into a video game and is in indie cool meta type thing. There was a movie from last year called Obex.
Yes.
That was wonderful.
We loved that.
Yeah.
I think that actually literally made my top 10 of the year, and it wasn't even like...
I don't think it did.
I thought it did.
I think because we...
And then I think
because we got it as like a screener that wasn't technically from that year.
I know, but I think I didn't realize that. And I
did you put it in there?
It was like my number 10, maybe, perhaps.
Okay.
Anyway, really cool film, and this definitely has vibes of it, like similar things, which is why I'm like, I like the vibes. I just think that the execution of like the plot and everything was just not there.
I have no idea what's going on.
And Obex is like a lot more like there's weirdness. It's surreal. Like it's not fully grounded, but it's more grounded, and it's like you can actually follow along a little bit easier. Yeah, it's the coherency. And
it doesn't have 4 subplots that you have no idea what's happening in them.
Yeah.
Like I literally have no idea how the DJ and the detectives that are looking for stuff like I can kind of piece a couple little tiny things together, but very little. Like most of it, I'm just like, what is this inclusion?
Yeah, and the other thing too, because I would say I think I'm a huge fan of David Lynch, and a lot of Lynch films has similar qualities in terms of like you'll have this main plot, and then you'll have like a lot of weird stuff happening kind of around that. Some of it is like, clearly like links to maybe the main story, but some of it you're like, what is that? Like, what's happening? Like, why is that person there? What are they doing? Like, I don't understand. But again, I feel like you always have like a through line that you can follow. So it's like, even if you're not latching on to these smaller points and they're kind of there for vibes, for whatever, like you still have like the main story going on, like, I don't know. And so I think that that's like one thing to keep in mind, like when you go in to make like a really surreal kind of cerebral film, is that you can have those elements, but like you still need to have like the main thing be more grounded.
Yeah, I didn't know, like I got very lost in the main plot as well. Mm-hmm. Like when he was going off with his friends and they were looking for this girl's information and they were going door to door and all that stuff. He was looking for her. That I understood. Yeah. But like the whole, his friend hacks into this and that, and then he sees all of these, things in her file, and there's a dead body involved.
Yeah,
and
I
all
think
this
maybe that's like, also part of it.
This is a cover up. This is like I get it, but I don't get it.
Part of it also might be world building, because like there is this dystopian weird world that we're in, but I don't feel like we know enough about it, and. It's like we get hints of like, oh, this is different. Things are weird, like the 413.
Yeah, there's like some
like terrorism attack, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's all interesting, but like I want to know a little bit more. Yeah. In general, and so I think that. So anyway. That's it, I guess.
Bluebird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for us, unfortunately, but we really wanted to like it, and we really liked our main guy. Yeah. But it just never ever went anywhere. So that's that. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.